Grade 11 IT Theory Module 2.2 E-Communications. E-communications is something that we all love. We love using our cell phones, we love using our tablets, our computers, and we can communicate each other through the internet. With our mobile technology, we have ease of access because devices have longer battery life, smaller sizes, and permanent connectivity. It just makes everything easier, and everybody else is easier to access. Talking about access, for your user experience, it's far more comfortable. There is a touch screen. The operating system has been made to be fast for you, because it's very irritating to have an operating system or a cell phone which is slow and everything takes a while before it becomes accessible. Most apps are quite simple to use. Our cell phones are always on and always connected if we choose it that way. We're social beings and we like to be in touch all the time. There are many different ways to communicate, and we can choose what we're most comfortable with, what works best for us. When we talk about mobile devices, we're talking about smartphones, tablets, and phablets, but not laptops or notebooks. Those are portable computers. They are bigger and they're not always on. A smartphone is basically a cell phone with a mobile operating system, which can run apps. They have touch screens. The old cell phones had little keyboards and not touch screens. They have multiple sensors. So a sensor is a little device or technology in your phone that can record certain things, like temperature maybe, or where you are in this world through a GPS. A gyroscope could be there, or an accelerometer which tells you how fast you're moving. In your tablet you have a bigger screen, also a touch screen, a longer battery life because there's more space for the battery. There's a built-in cellular mobile sometimes, not all tablets have these, and a mobile operating system. A phablet is basically a smartphone with a screen bigger than 5 inches. And the word obviously is a combination of a phone and a tablet. Mobile operating systems, we covered this in another slideshow. The most common ones are Android, which is used on non-Apple devices and which was developed by Google. And then iOS, which is made by Apple. This is used on your Apple devices like an iPhone and an iPad. The always-on functionality is very makes the cell phones have the usefulness to us that they have. The operating system is designed to help keep the device on and working at all times. The operating system is always working in the background, performing tasks like monitoring for new messages, phone calls, notifications from applications. This can be a bit of a problem. Be careful that you don't leave your cell phone on at night on your bedside table right next to you. This has actually been demonstrated by some experiments not to be very healthy for you. Well, battery life is a big problem with cell phones and mobile devices. We all want to know how we can improve our battery life and make our battery last longer through the day. The display is the biggest power drain, so you can lower the brightness level or set the device to switch the display off when it's unused. It can switch off faster when you haven't touched the phone for a while. Multitasking. Your device can run multiple apps at once. That's the definition of multitasking. So close apps which you are not using. Things like your camera uses a lot of battery. The GPS can be switched off when you're not using it. Bluetooth uses a lot of the battery. Wi-Fi also does. So switch these off when you're not needing them. And media. The speakers use a lot of power. consider using headphones as an alternative. They definitely use less power. Mobile browsers are special little browsers made to work on your cell phone. The content can be very much too small to read on the cell phone, so a mobile browser tries to display less of the content. You can double tap to zoom in. Flash content. There are some programs are made to work with the Flash software. This usually needs a lot of processing power, and it's gradually being replaced by HTML5. Standard versus mobile pages. Some web pages are made to fit on your small little screen, but others are not. If they do have a mobile version, then you will see the name of the website .mobi on the end. So Mobi stands for mobile. It means the web page is made to fit on your cell phone. JavaScript, pop-up dialogues, and cookies may not work on your smartphone browser or your mobile browser. Rather use apps rather than browsers. So, for example, to use your Gmail, don't use your browser. Rather download the Gmail app. This will mean that you transfer less data. The app will give you your emails faster, or whatever you're doing faster. There's usually a better interface which is adapted to the small screen. It gives the user more control, and you will get automatic upgrades and notifications. Mobile or wireless e-communication. Mobile email apps are designed with some of the following in mind. Notifications. You get notified when there are new messages if you've switched it on. Push technology means that emails are automatically downloaded. There's a simplified interface. For example, on the right of the screen here is a picture of your Gmail on your cell phone. You can see it's very much simpler than the interface you would have on your laptop. You can have alternative forms of input, for example, voice recognition. It uses less storage. There's a limit on the number of messages which are downloaded or shown. And attachments are not automatically downloaded. Only if you click on them will they then download. Blogs are another type of e-communication. These are actually online journals. Video blogs are done by some people. So here you would use a video, text, and images to create your blog. This is called citizen journalism, because everybody can make a blog. It's very easy. There are programs specially made for you to try and blog. Beware when you're reading other people's blogs that the facts they have not been checked by anyone. Anybody can post anything they like on the internet. Microblogging is when you send short text messages via your smartphone. Something like Twitter is microblogging. The tweets are received immediately by people who are following you. SMSs we've been using for a long time. These are short messages to a specific phone number. They are far more expensive than instant messaging, which is WhatsApp and Mexit. WhatsApp certainly is the most popular at the moment. Instant messaging can operate across various platforms. You can send media. For example, you can include text or video or images. VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Protocol. This means that you're making a phone call over the internet instead of using a telephone line. You can also create conferences where several people can communicate and see each other at once. Skype is the trademark of one of the most popular VoIP conferencing applications. Media creation, you can create podcasts, A podcast is a downloadable audio file. You only hear the person. And a video cast or video casting is when it includes video clips or photos. A few wireless technologies. GPS is your global positioning system. You need a set of satellites and a receiving device. So your cell phone acts as the receiving device, and by a process of triangulation, and according to where the satellites are in the sky, it can calculate exactly where you're situated on the Earth. If you have GPS software, it will include maps, points of interest, locations, or directions, tracking, geotagging, and geolocation. Geotagging we've already mentioned. It's when you take a photo and there's a geotag that says where the photo was taken. Bluetooth is a wireless radio technology whereby radio waves are sent from one device to another, and you can connect your mouse or your keyboard or your cell phone to another device like your laptop or to another cell phone, and this allows them to communicate over short distances. A popular use of Bluetooth is when you play the music on your cell phone through the radio in your car, and the connection is done via Bluetooth. Two definitions are important here. Bandwidth is the total amount of data that can be transferred from one point to another in a given period of time. Range is how far a radio signal can travel. So for wireless data, the greater the range, the higher the bandwidth. And WiMAX has the greatest range and bandwidth, Wi-Fi slightly lower, and Bluetooth has the smallest range and the lowest bandwidth. With cellular data, the bandwidth increases as you go from edge to 3G to 4G. There are a whole lot of protocols for sending data from across a network or across the internet. And remember, a protocol is a set of rules for the encoding and the decoding of the data. It's like a bit like a language that people agree to. Now, let's speak Italian. Here they say, let's do this data transmission using SMTP, for example. Different protocols are made for different situations on the internet or across a network. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is made for sending emails. POP3 stands for Post Office Protocol 3. It is made for downloading emails. FTP is a file transfer protocol for transferring files between remote computers over the internet. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is for web pages and how they are transferred on the internet. And HTTPS is the same as HTTP, except it is more secure because the communications are encrypted. VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Protocol, and this is for making phone calls over LANs, WANs, and the internet.